Welcome to Mindshock Live Q&A 84th edition. This is your host, Bruce McGuire, and we are tackling anything and everything like we always do on these live Q&As. I will let the chat steer the ship to a certain extent. To a certain extent. We gotta get our lulls in. We gotta get them in. So we can't always be meandering around the darkest and dark topics. Sometimes we gotta bring the comedy, whether that's Steven Seagal, Alex Jonesy, or any other comedic antics of any kind. We might have to have Andrew Tate, Mr. Plenty, and his rap music make appearances from now on to bring the lulls. We need to add more to the lulls rotation. That is what the true corrupt profiteers, the string pullers, and the social engineers do not want. A happy population laughing in their stupid faces, no matter how much destabilization, theft, murder, pillaging occurs, to laugh in defiance in their ugly, possibly reptilian, interdimensional, shape-shifting faces. That's how we do it on Mindshock. If you want to help support the podcast, you can donate to our PayPal. Just check the link in the description. Make sure you subscribe, like, and share to Twitter, Facebook, Reddit, and Patreon. Patreon's a good parody for case topic, logical analysis, co-podcaster requests. You could also be a guest of the podcast, depending on your tier. Questions, comments, theories, thoughts, suggestions, rebuttals, debunkings of any kind. Leave them in the comments section. Unless, of course, you are with us here live. Drop them in the live chat. You could also become a YouTube member right here on YouTube. Help support the channel that way. Let me just catch up on the comments here before we get to more lulls. Welcome, Jeff UNP, the one and only Justin Johnson. Jeff UNP asks, if this is a free Q&A, I want to ask if Serge Monast, Alex Jones, David Icke, etc. wouldn't have come forward, would conspiracy theorism be a thing in the media? You probably have to add Bill Cooper there, right? I'm assuming you include Bill Cooper there, because, yeah, Serge Monast, the original OG, that is a fantastic question, and I will get to that in a second. That is a fantastic question. Nobody's ever asked that before. I've spent a little time thinking about part of that question. For example, Bill Cooper, Alex Jones. I don't know if I've thought about if none of them give, and that's a great question. We're going to get to that. We're going to get to that. Justin Johnson says, in my opinion, they're all plants controlling both sides of the opposition. Even Serge Monast? Serge Monast might be the least likely to be a plant of all time. Well, we actually have to add, I think we have to add Andrew Tate to the list. I mean, this guy, I know he's no, I don't know if he's still the most Googled man of the world. He might be. He might be now after his recent arrest, but I think he was in 2022. He's had, like, ups and downs in popularity. What's weird is when he was the most popular, I think I hadn't really heard of him. Just like in passing, maybe a little clip here. Nothing really. I'm not really sure when I first became aware of Andrew Tate. It might have only been maybe 2 years ago, possibly. I don't know. So, it's been 2024 maybe, and I think he was the most Googled man 2022, somewhere around there. I don't know. We might have to add him to the rotation, and again, like, I'm going to do a deep dive on him, because I've uncovered a lot more information about Andrew Tate. I might have to slightly walk back my theory that his rise was not organic. I actually think it might have been. I've uncovered some new information that leads to the possibility that it actually might have been. He might be the only guy who's ever become one of the most famous people in the world organically. Man, if you guys really want to get into it, we can maybe get into it tonight, but I don't know if I want to go there. I think I want to do a dedicated episode on that. I'm still doing my research on Andrew Tate. Just, obviously the guy's too smart, so that's a problem. That's a problem. normally organic people are not that smart, but if he is this outlier, if he has destabilized everything, I don't know. But I will get to that question in a second. Jeff UMP says, even us are sort of created, but why would they let us do that? Or is this a mental prison we are in together because we think like-minded, but still a prison box? And they aren't playing us dirty, but what's the point of letting us do what we do? Well, so Justin Johnson's the illusion of freedom. I actually don't think freedom is an illusion. I think man has free will. And that's why there needs to be revelation of the method, all the symbolism and all that jazz. Because they're playing to the subconscious mind. So your own subconscious mind controls you. And the connections between the conscious and subconscious mind are so difficult to navigate. I think a lot of the occultism was explored that. So okay, let me phrase it this way. Your subconscious has free will, but your conscious mind does not. Something to that effect. I'm not claiming that. Just this is the first time I've ever tried to kind of explain that, to bridge the gap, because your subconscious really controls you, but your subconscious is also you. So yeah, that's an issue. But yes, there's definitely trickery involved. So if the trickery is you have option A, option B, and that's it, and you don't know there's a C, so you're going to be picking from A and B. But if you knew there was a C, you have the free will to pick C or D or pick nothing at all. Like, you have that power. So it's not like the free will's not there. So yeah, I think there's a lot of playing dirty for sure, though. Justin Johnson says, fourth, fifth dimensional warfare, psychological warfare, boots on the ground aren't how wars are really fought. Health Master Jedi, Aaron, welcome. South to West, welcome. TJ Hoff. Clark Rice, the one and only. Clark, you missed our more Murray streams. We gotta do another one. Jeff UMP says, I thought yesterday maybe there is not even a game rigged, and if you think that you are busy with the wrong thing, if a game would be rigged, why would you play anyway, except if you know to win? Can you rephrase that? You think that you are busy with the wrong thing. No, I sort of think I understand your point, and I think there's something to that, too. All the distractions keep you from being able to win, and there's a lot of psyops to prevent you from not wanting to play. Mr. 1-to-1 says, hello, fellow Matrix prisoners. Oh, let me push back on that, my friend. Did we ever talk about the theory? So this is related to NPCs and whether or not NPCs have souls. But regardless of that, I just had to preempt because that's where my brain goes sometimes for some of this stuff. If your soul has incarnated into the current cycle, some people believe the theory that we all volunteered for this. So if you're a non-NPC, it's like you volunteered for battle. Like Leonidas's 300 bodyguard. Like, you knew it was going to be a crazy fight. You're not necessarily expecting to get out of your human life alive. But the noble pursuit of the fight, we're all volunteers. And perhaps because we are volunteers from some kind of higher self or alternate self in alternate dimensions, that's what gave us eyes to see through the veil, the illusion. Just one theory. Just one theory. Health Master Jedi says, yeah, we gotta laugh since they're always laughing at the populace for the humiliation ritual, believing they are related to a banana. Welcome, Scott Hawkins. That's funny. Welcome, Pinto Sack. Brian Cash. Brian Cash saying, "You're crazy. Did you? Which one of us are you directing that to, or all of us?" Healthmaster Jedi says, "Pretty sure he asked this before. Will YouTube let you do a deep dive on viruses, and if they meet Koch's postulates, germ theory, and if there's logical evidence following the scientific method, they're real?" Probably not. I think that's a Rumble stream for sure. Like, my whole, like, multi-stream thing, glitched out, so... Because I used to be able to do, like, a multi-stream on different platforms, but... Pinto Sack says, "Bruce, you keeping up to date with Idaho 4? Koberger filed for post-conviction relief." No, have not seen anything in a little bit, but I definitely need to... Yeah, I need another episode in that. I mean, there's a few true crime series I need to do updates in. That is definitely one of them. There's still even more information I don't think I got to just previously from several years ago. And I'm not sure I got to all of it. So let me get to... Jeff UNP says, "I'll stop with the New Age crap." Nah, it's all good. This is Mindshock. We talk about that all the time. No, there's definitely something to all that. I think there's definitely something to it. And I think we're also missing pieces, of course. There's missing pieces as well. TJ Hoff says, "The elites supposedly reveal their plans through movies, TV, music, symbols, or public statements before carrying them out." Yeah, let me just do another point on the predictive programming revelation of the method. For all the coincidence theorists, the authority cult, the authority worshipping cultist bootlickers, the traitors to humanity cheerleading the subjugation of mankind while denying all anomalies and coincidences are actually not. Notice, and again, none of these coincidence theorists have ever addressed my point here. Notice how there's none of that Illuminati symbolism crap or predictive programming in super low budget indies with no wide releases. Because almost nobody's watching the movies, so why would they bother putting that in there? Unlike the Super Bowl halftime show, unlike the Olympic ceremonies, the World Cup, unlike all these major Hollywood blockbusters that everybody's watching. Again, coincidence theorists never talk about that. The Goof Maxers. Clark Rice says, "Bruce, excellent work on the recent Mormur theory update. Unified theory of Mormur. You continue to set the bar on investigation. Thank you, my friend." Still some work to be done, but yeah, and again, the credit is not mine. Some of these anonymous emailers actually got my brain working. I mean, they maintained that all of the local Haverhill stuff is unrelated, but obviously, I don't know how that could be possible with a coincidence stack that high. So yes, I did have to unify it. Justin Johnson says, "They are going to try to justify they did no wrong. It was our fault for not discerning the lies." Yeah, it's kind of messed up. It's kind of messed up, isn't it? Not to mention, because, like, a lot of the kids' TV shows, like, how are you going to indoctrinate children and then claim no fault? I mean, there's a lot of problems with that. I don't think they could actually claim no fault. I think they're trying to manipulate the game, and some people think they're destined to lose because even though it kinda, sorta, possibly delays the inevitable, I don't think they can win the game like that. Because deception's still deception. I think, like, these underhanded tricks can kind of seemingly gain temporary advantages, but I don't know if they could win the game like that. Jeff UNP says, "Sometimes what 10 years ago felt good doesn't feel good anymore, big and small." Like, you have specific examples? That's like that's a deep statement, my friend. I definitely feel some resonance with that, but yeah, I'm just wondering specifics on what you're thinking there. Healthmaster Jedi says, "Do you think anything in Bible and Revelation will actually come true or already has?" Well, I actually mentioned this at the beginning of Mindshock several years ago. I actually disregarded the Bible for many years. Not that it wasn't true. I mean, I just didn't really look at it. And then I forgot what year. Man, it was somewhere around the beginning of Mindshock, so maybe 5, 6 years ago. All the stuff in Revelation started coming true, like the digitizing of everything, the times of widespread deception, like everything accelerating, and just the degeneracy promoted specifically by Babylon. It was Bill Cooper, actually, on Mystery Babylon that got me looking at it again. I had seen it many, many years ago, but it wasn't actually happening. Like, not super obviously. Like, it was, but in super small doses, which some people could theoretically dismiss as coincidental. But I would say post 2010, like, it was just, it's kind of like maybe 2013, well, 2011 actually, line of demarcation. Somewhere around there, but within a few years after, definitely. Brian Cash said, Jesus came back in 70 AD. Christ already reigned for 1,000 years. We're living in Satan's little season. A lot of evidence for that. But also, I just don't think it's that simple. I think that might be a reductive logical fallacy. I think there's so many missing variables we can't really... I don't know if we can boil it down in as simple as terms as that, especially with all the translations, mistranslations, and all of that. Jeff UMP says, don't think 100 years ago they thought we would be murdering mass babies in the womb, but now society is okay with this, for now at least. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't know, because a lot of degeneracy is like a slow normalization of the degeneracy, because abortion's been around forever. Child sacrifice, all that. Like, so it's not like it was never around. It was just, it wasn't publicly normalized the way it is now. So yeah, that's an issue. Wow, Brian Cash says in the new Minions movie, they literally summon demons. Are those kids' movies? That's messed up. I don't know anything about the Minions. I maybe saw a billboard somewhere once. I know absolutely nothing about Minions. Justin Johnson says, it's not justifiable, but they think they can outsmart a creator. Yeah. 'Tis the season of deception. Scott Hawkins says, do you have an episode on Satan's Little Season? Not like a exhaustive deep dive, but I do have an overview. Let's see. I think I did a clip from it too, right? Yeah, 1 second here. I think so. I'll post the link here. We discussed this. I don't know if that was a live Q&A. There's some Satan's Little Season here, and I think I might have also. Is that the same episode I went over? Lost Land of Jesus. Pinto Sack says, have you seen the movie Gattaca yet? Surprisingly, no. That's one of those movies. I think I was gonna watch it right when it came out on VHS. Video Home System. I'm not even sure if I rented it or one of my friends, like, someone had it, either rented or maybe even bought the VHS. And I remember we were gonna watch it way back then in the 90s. Came out in like 97, 98. And then I just didn't. And they said it was a really good movie, you gotta watch it. And then I was going to watch it again sometime in the early 2000s on DVD. Digital video disc. And then something happened and I didn't watch it. Then it was on TV and I was like, oh, I can finally watch it. And then I didn't watch it. And then I think I actually, at this point, I think I actually have it. And I still didn't watch it. Because I think I got it maybe a year ago and I was like, oh, I'm finally going to watch it. Did not watch it. It might be the movie I've attempted to watch the most times without watching it, possibly. I know there's a ton of stuff in that movie. Jeff UMP says perhaps you should. Yeah, I know there's a lot in that movie. Clark Rice says, Bruce, what do you think? AI, good, bad, too tricky to answer? Definitely bad. Definitely bad. But it's hard because it's like, it's definitely bad. It's definitely going to collapse Western civilization, or all civilization. Well, I don't know. Primitive tribes been around for a while. I guess they'll be around after the collapse. But, and At the same time, the power could still be used for good, but possibly, like, it's just so powerful. You could use it for good too, but it's weird. It's kind of almost like summoning a demon to kill the other demons, right? Like, it's not like it can't be used for, technically for good to fight the evil, but it's evil. It's just so non-human and soulless, like, by definition. It's just crazy. It's crazy. Alright. Let's... Health Master Jedi says, have you ever done a deep dive on spirituality? And if, for example, following the teachings of Jesus or Krishna can raise your vibration, living in the love vibration, positive spiritual effects real? Not in those words, but we have talked about it. And, yeah, there seems to be... Everything is energy, right? So if you're doing evil, you'll be evil. And that's negative energy. You do good, I don't know, your soul ascends. Our star souls. If you live a truly good life, are you going to reflect in the stars above? Or if your higher self is intentionally coming to this realm for whatever reason, are you already a star above? And you're simply having another experience. Some people believe souls have all types of different experiences. And some people, you know, you got the left-hand path, the right-hand path, and the middle path, right? And so if reincarnation is real or whatever, or even if it's not reincarnation, even if you're just here in this realm one time by volunteer status or whatever, perhaps, and there's different realms, so you experience different realms different ways, or you experience the same realm different ways, that would technically be reincarnation. Perhaps part of the soul experience is to live an evil life as well in some of your reincarnations. Neutral, middle path, balanced path, left-hand path, right-hand path. Perhaps part of all of this is living all of them. I don't know, because if none of it's real, and I'm not claiming it is or it isn't, if none of it's real, then is violating somebody's will and hurting them even real? Again, I'm not claiming this is true in any way, before all the psychotics go out there and start robbing and pillaging. I'm just saying, if it's all a simulation, what does it mean? I don't believe that. You can say I don't believe that because I'm too mentally weak to consider it, but I'm not. I can consider it. It just, intuition is telling me that that's not true. And again, the intuition, supposedly that's your connection to cosmic consciousness and the truth of all things. Does your intuition truly ever steer you wrong, or are those your thoughts possibly being misinterpreted and you think it's intuition when it's really your thoughts in your brain? Those can steer you wrong all the time, of course. So, I didn't want to go this deep, actually. I'm here for some lulls, man. You guys all went into the deep end of the pool. Aaron says, the fact that Jesus said that he would return while some in his current generation were still alive. Satan has been having a field day. They have worked to change your perceived timeline. Patrick in the chat saying, I am not religious, I am not mentally ill. I was visited by the Creator or God of the Holy Spirit. I received prophecy from the revelation. Don't lose hope. Something real good happening right now. Anything more to that you care to share, Patrick? Pinto Sack says, at first, Copilot AI we used for coding was free. Now we have monthly tokens that quickly run out. What a scam. Justin says, what a time to be alive. Perspective is a hell of a drug, yeah. Yeah, it's just this, we talked about this in the previous live, right? We talked about this on the Flat Earth Live Q&A, on just the overloading of information that we've never had this. Because even in a library, you only have so much time. Even if you just flip through the pages, you're still not going to be able to get an instant summary of 1,000 books at your fingertip in 1 second. So, yeah, it's pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy. Health Master Jedi said, that's another interesting one now that you mentioned. Have you ever done a deep dive on evidence for reincarnation? I know there's a book called Children Who Live Past Lives. Yeah, I mean, I did an episode where we talked about reincarnation and some evidence for such. It might have been on the What Happens After You Die podcast. I don't remember. I'll see if I can pull a clip and upload it at some point. Jeff UMP says, I think if you believe it's a prison, you'll keep recycling. You are what you believe, so why not after your death? It's still conscious, right? I haven't heard. Wow, that's a deep thought, Jeff. It is a prison for those who believe it is, and it's not for those who don't believe it. And then there's the whole thing, should you really go to the light? And is the light the soul trap? And you really shouldn't go to the light. See, I always pause about anything that's mainstream. So if in the mainstream there's this constant flooding of go towards the light, like almost programming you to do that in death. But what if that's the trap? And it's not that the light is bad, so here's where it gets tricky. Would nefarious entities seeking to recycle your soul, they, if evil comes in the name of good, etc., if they're mimicking the true light, maybe light is good, but that light that you're seeing, that's the trick light. Or the first light is the trick light, and you need to go to the darkness. And then you get the real light later. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of theories there. Healthmaster Jedi says, what was your final conclusion, best guess on Mandela Effect? Did you ever continue to finish that series? No, I have it planned. I do have to do episode 2. I didn't even do episode 2 yet. I have about 3-4 episodes that I have to get to on those. Richie Rich in the chat says, I'm off to rob and pillage. Thanks for the invite. Oh, man, this is all satire, obviously. This is all a comedy show. Mindshock is 100% an entertainment comedy show. Clark Ray says, double concussions make you spiritual. Jeff UNP says, attention is the currency, it seems. It sure is. You got to pay it, right? You got to pay attention. Clark Ray says, Roller Jam is my church. Justin Johnson says, the highest form of education one could have today is the ability to unlearn. Yeah, that's true. Scott Hawkins says, I don't believe in the light. Jeff UNP says, don't fear the light nor the dark. Choose your destination. Well, here's the other thing. I would say default to your intuition, right? Instead of just going, because the light's a good trick, right? Like if everything is dark, the light would be a good trick. On the other hand, if the sun is some kind of solar, if the sun is some kind of soul portal, I mean, are you supposed to go through? I mean, I don't know. Is that the ascension? Or, I mean, is this a false dichotomy? Depending on the life you live, you go to the light. And if it's good, you make it. But if it's bad, you just get recycled again. See, false dichotomy, this is why logical fallacies are so important to understand, because it's almost like the same, like it could be the same situation, but for different people, there'll be a different result. So then you make this blatant rule, and it might just be a false dichotomy. Aaron says, I don't believe that you'll be left on your own to figure out which light to go to. Well, there may or may not be more than one, depending on the time. Healthmaster Jedi says, you and Whitsitt should do a team-up show about a good topic. I did reach out to him. He didn't get back to me the most recent time I reached out. But, yeah, I've talked to him a few times via email and messages and such. John McClure in the chat says, when I saw the light, I was floating towards it with no volition, so I didn't have a choice. The paddles brought me back. Interesting. And that is actually a common near-death experience. Where everything, well, there's a few. One where the light just dominates everything. So I never talked about my near-death experiences. I've had a couple. All of them were the same. There was no light. It was all blackness getting blacker. So everything was just fading black. Now, I don't know if that's because I never got close enough to actual death for the light to take over. Because the so-called scientism explanation is like the neurons are dying or whatever, or firing in particular ways, and that's what's causing like bright explosions of light in the brain. I've kind of sort of experienced that, but not in near-death experience situations. So I'm trying to remember where it got like explosions of light, maybe like extreme dehydration, like nowhere near dying, like not even close. Maybe like car accident, like no injury, like nowhere near close, just like a quick impact or something, like no major, not even any kind of injury. That's the only time I've had like explosions of light. But yeah, all my near-death experiences, everything was fade out black into nothingness. Like you just slowly stop feeling anything as everything goes to black. And it was kind of weird because the black got blacker. So it's like eyes closed, I can't see anything anyway. Everything's all black, but it just keeps getting blacker and blacker. And then you kind of just cease to feel or think anything slowly. So yeah, those were my NDEs. Had more than one, yeah. I don't really want to go into the exact details of them, but I don't believe none of them did I have like life flash before your eyes. Or white light, none of that. No floating over the body, none of that stuff. But yeah, it's weird because a lot of people have such different types of NDEs. Clark Rice says, that's why recognizing and knowing the name of your guardian angel spirit guide is important. They will guide you to light. Well, here's the alternative. Sometimes it's like a demon, supposedly. It's a demon masquerading as a guardian angel or spirit guide, and there's a few different theories on that as well, and a few different tests. Supposedly, if you say Jesus and they squirm or run or get mad, then that's like a tip off. Or there's a few other ones, like focusing even on the energy of love or whatever. Supposedly that pisses them, like they can't handle that. Supposedly, we talked about the Shadow People podcast. If you haven't checked out that series, want to get into this type of stuff. If you just, like, supposedly these entities, they feed off your fear or worship, etc. If you just direct intense love at them, like that's their kryptonite. They can't handle it. So if you just resonate in love and project love at them, so if you love these demonic evil entities, like they'll run away and leave you alone. That's one of the theories. Pinto Sacks, tell us the stories, Bruce. I don't want to get into that. We're here for lulz. Jeff UNP says, my grandfather was very religious Christian, but he always said when you're dead, it's black, no thoughts, it's done. How did he know, though? And here's the thing, too. Like, I don't think that at all. Even, so I was a hardcore atheist at one point, but I don't know if I really thought that, though, because, so, yeah, I did kind of, sort of equate atheism as just being, well, more like religion. I didn't really separate religion from the creator, because intelligent design doesn't require religion. If this place, again, if it's a simulation, there's a programmer, whatever. Like, religion has no part, like, it doesn't matter. It's intelligent design, but that doesn't mean, like, all the religions could be false, per se, if this is all a computer program. But that doesn't mean it just happened accidentally. Like magical sprouting rocks and sprays. It's weird. Justin Johnson says, we are electric by nature. When the lights go out, this meat suit is void. Yeah, but if you have a soul, the soul will survive. The consciousness, is there a connection between your consciousness and your soul? And is that what never goes out? Is that what always was and will always will be? Clark Rice asks, would death be different if the brain were obliterated as opposed to cardiac arrest? See, I don't know, because, well, yes, I suppose yes, in terms of the experience, but in terms of the soul, maybe not. Pinto Sack says, do you think heaven is a physical place? Okay, now, yeah, we're wow. Hold on, let's get back to the original question Let's get back to the first question. You guys went off the rails tonight. Off the rails. Okay, Jeff's first question. If Serge Monast, Alex Jones, David Icke, I'm assuming Bill Cooper is going to be in there, wouldn't have, in quotations, come forward, would conspiracy theorism be a thing in the media? I'm going to say yes. Because... So, not in the way that it was, but in more subtle, possibly non-official ways. So there might not have been like an Alex Jones type personality, but comedians like Norm Macdonald or whatever, they would just be talking about it on the side, and then people would get more hardcore into it, because there's plenty of authors, there's a million books, like going back forever, supposedly, if history is true, and I'm not claiming it is. George Washington was exchanging letters with a Bavarian Illuminati founder. And I don't think, did I ever do a deep dive on that? I don't think I did, but Adam Weishaupt, the supposed German founder of the Illuminati, some people believe he actually took George Washington's identity. It's a crazy theory, and they exchanged letters prior to that as well, so it's kind of wild. It's kind of wild. That would definitely make a good deep dive. I'm trying to remember. I know, like, I have a lot of stuff on that, but, Alright, we gotta get to the lulls. We didn't get to the lulls yet. So yeah, I think it would definitely still exist, because there's all those small-time books, small-time authors. It just, I don't know how mainstream it would be, but I think kind of it would just be, even if there, I mean, there would always probably, somebody would probably come forward. I mean, it just seems, and even if they didn't, there'd be so many people doing it like on the side, then it would still, it would just always be out there. Justin Johnson says, if you understand we have been reset, then you'll understand everything is simply a script, his story. Yeah, but you know, you could still operate within the story or within the script, because real events technically still happen within it. And, but yeah, going to that, like, how many resets have there been, etc., many questions. Healthmaster Jedi says, what kind of lulls do we have in store tonight? Well, I was going to ask you guys, like, who's your favorite entertainment artist? Is it Alex Jones? Anybody Jonesing for some Jones? But I have to say, I think Andrew Tate is not quite like Alex Jones. He's so all over the place, but some of his comedic bits really are hilarious. I guess the funniest ones are probably the ones where he's not even joking, but he's pretty funny. I gotta start some more compilations. Scott Hawkins, continuing on with the deep question, do you think it matters in which way you dispose of your body after the soul leaves, assuming there is a soul and body separation? So I forget which episode we talked about this. It might have been the vampires episode. I'll do another premiere on that one. It might have been the logical analysis of the history of vampires. Without getting too deep into the spiritual meaning of wood and wooden caskets, and burying somebody 6 feet under, is that a way to trap the soul and keep the reincarnation cycle going? Whereas, for example, cremating somebody, like putting them on a raft, burning it as it goes out into the ocean, would that set the soul free? I don't know. I don't know, but to answer your question, I definitely think it matters. Now the question is, how much does it matter? I don't know. Well, what if your body's just left in a ditch somewhere, decomposing forever? Like, I think it matters, but I'm not sure how much it matters, but I definitely think it's weird. Again, going back to anything that's super commonly practiced, I'm not sure burying a body in a wooden casket 6 feet under is the best for the soul. I'm not convinced of that. I'm just not convinced. Also, what type of cremation? Is cremation in like a crematorium or in a building good? Or is the best thing to do it King Arthur style? Like a lot of the ancients did it, where it's an open air cremation, not in a building, not in an artificial building. It's an open air cremation, either, some kind of natural site in nature, or out into a raft on the water, whatever. I don't know. Intuition wise, it seems like that seems to be the best way to do it. Just intuition wise, like something seems weird about being trapped in a wooden box exactly 6 feet under. Obviously, everybody's aware of the meaning of 6. Saturn, Satan, materialism, symbolism. It's almost as if to almost trap you in this life so you don't get away. I mean, again, that might not be true. If I had to guess, I would guess it doesn't stop the soul from doing anything. But it just seems weird to do that. Jeff UNP says, I share that opinion, Bruce. That's why I want to get buried, to delay my afterlife or reincarnation as long as possible. You never know where you're going to end up. Well, I'm not sure. So does that just put you in purgatory forever? Like, I'm not sure it would delay it, right? I mean, I don't. The answer, I think it matters, but I'm not sure how much it matters. John McClure says cremation's a good way to erase any evidence of a population. That is also true. Clark Rice says, anytime Alex Jones or I Kissed a Frog Priceless, or anytime Alex Jones goes into British royalty routine. Alex Jones's British accent is my absolute favorite accent. Clark Rice says, the best burial is being put in a tomb with a big stone and left for 3 days so you can visit, haunt your friends, and ascend to heaven to sit at the right hand of God, right? That's oddly specific. Mr. 1-to-1 says it's 9 feet in the UK. Wow, I did not know that. I am not a Brit. I did not know that. Is it 9 feet? That's weird. It says, so UK Parliament says it's usually 2 to 3 feet from the surface to the top of the coffin. Traditional graves are often dug 4 to 6 feet. So it's actually 6 feet. And it dates back to the Great Plague of London, 1665, or was it 66? And all these coincidences. So yeah, it looks like it's all over the place. But I don't see 9 feet in Britain at all. This is UK Parliament depth regulation. So it has to be at least 6 inches, which is also interesting, between each coffin, and at least 3 feet between the final coffin and the surface. So they can bury multiple coffins at once on top of each other. Sarah says, I've always wondered what happens after death. I thought about it all the time when I was a child. Man, I hope you had a happy childhood, though, because I never really thought about that. I kind of thought about it a lot, maybe as a teenager, and then maybe a little bit as a young adult, but not so much anymore. Clark says, Steven Seagal is a reincarnated Buddha. Reincarnated llama. Mr. 1-to-1 says, I worked at a cemetery once. It was 9 feet for sure. I wonder if it was just that cemetery. They were trying to buck the trend. Aaron says, the VA is burying double coffins like that, one above the other. Yeah, apparently it's, they do a lot. They can do a whole bunch.
Walk out of.
Let's get into some Alex Jones for the entertainment.
A restaurant and they're having a biker rally. Walk out of a restaurant and they're having a biker rally. And it wasn't like a nice biker rally. Most rallies are nice people. It was like thug wannabes rode up with a motorcycle and were revving and looking at me. And I was thinking, okay, all right, that guy's taking his helmet off. I'm going to punch him in the throat the minute he tries to get up and do something. And then I'm going to assault those next 3 guys. Then they'll probably pull a weapon. I need to take that. I mean, that's what I'm thinking whenever something like that's going on. I can't help it. I'm thinking, all right, I'm ready to kill. I mean, that's just how I am. And I'm thinking, all right, okay, instantly assess these guys. These are
the instant assessment powers of one Alex Jones. Look how serious it is here.
They're probably ex-con, real criminals. I've got my 3 kids here. I'm a white guy. That gives me, just turbo dinosaur power. And I'm thinking, control yourself. Don't have a fight unless you've absolutely got to. The man in me is ready to take them all on. And gosh, you know what I'm talking about out there, don't you? You scum. I hate gang members and filth. And it has nothing to do with black people. I'm a white guy. But I will stomp your head in if you start a fight with me, you thug scum.
What a legend. The comedic stylings of Alex Jones might go down in history as some of the best ever. Clark Rice says it's like gaydar for criminal riffraff. Filthdar. Oh, man. Oh, man. Yeah, let's get into the British stuff. Let's get into the British accent. That is just legendary.
Meanwhile, you have the Prince Charles and his haggling Camilla Bowles, or whatever her name is, Camilla Parker Bowles. There are people rampaging all over London about having their tuitions tripled. Oh, but the taxes are all going up. But see, everything goes to the bankers. See, they don't need you anymore. They grew their government. They got you addicted to it. Their police state and telescreens and face scanners are in place. They don't need you. So the people are running around, and they threw some bags of paint on the car reportedly and yelled at them and said off with their head. And the head of the Metro Police in London says they were lucky not to be shot. Police chief says armed officers showed enormous restraint as mob attacked Charles and Camilla. I've seen the video. It's pretty ninnying. It's people slapping on the windows, and Camilla Parker Bowles, the Duchess of Detritus, or whatever her name is, the Duchess of Filth, the Duchess of Garbage.
Duchess of Filth. Oh, man, this guy's hilarious.
People say that these criminals don't run anything. 2 years ago in Canada, the Queen used the Governor General to shut down the Parliament because they didn't do what she wanted. Happened in '79, in the late 70s in Australia. I mean, this is a criminal organization. So the mob boss's son with his hag are all dressed up in their strumpet outfits. And the Duchess of Detritus and the Prince of Puke were just I mean, the video's online. We've got it linked up on Infowars.com and PresidentPlanet.com. They're literally like, oh, good Lord, as a rabble go, put more fluoride in their water immediately. Brain damage to them. Their IQs aren't dropping enough or fast enough. They're not submitting to us. More surveillance cameras, more armed troops, more police state immediately. I mean, it's a frightening problem.
What are these noises? The thespianism is off the charts. Has there been any thespian in the history of humanity that has this many diverse sound effects, accents, and bits as Alex Jones?
Brain down. We've got it linked up on the rabble go, put more fluoride in their water immediately. Brain damage to them. Their IQs aren't dropping enough or fast enough. They're not submitting to us. More surveillance cameras, more armed troops, more police state immediately. I mean, state immediately. State immediately. State immediately. I mean, it's a frightening prospect, a horrifying. They're saying off with their heads. No, I mean, that's what they're. Horrifying the rally. They're saying off with their heads. No, I mean, that's what they're doing in the.
That's actually one of the only times I've seen Alex Jones crack a smile in the middle of a bit. He even made himself laugh with this one. I mean, this is one of the only. I think there was only one other time. It was this one, and I forget which other one. I think it was this one, and there was one other time where he cracked himself up in the middle of a bit. Other than that, I've never seen it in, like, what, 30 years? In 30 years? What a thespian. What a thespian legend. I'm still surprised there's no Hollywood movie about Alex Jones. Like, even to vilify him, right? Like, you would think. But yeah, this is definitely my favorite. I think this is Alex's best accent. My absolute favorite. Like, this never fails to make me laugh. Better than any comedy special.
No, I mean, that's what they're doing. And the video's like, no, I mean, that's. Roaches are scary. No, I mean, that's what they're doing. And the video's like, the roaches are scurrying about. Prince Philip has tried to eliminate them. We've overrun the nation with brooding foreigners we can use to put it into the police force and the CPS to kidnap their children. But these filthy Brits who don't like our German royal family, that runs everything, the Saxe-Coburg Goethers, and we will deal with them. I mean, literally, Charles looked even more effeminate than his wife, just going, oh, protect me, royal guard. But, excuse me, I'm sorry. You can tell both of them almost did a Queen Elizabeth II in their pants. You know, I don't usually do potty humor, but around the office, you know, when somebody's got to get out of a meeting or something, they're like, I'm sorry, it'll just be a Rockefeller. You know, that means a quick, you know, minute or two. But sometimes they go, hey, I got to do a Queen Elizabeth II, number 2. And, all right.
Fair play to Jeff UNP saying Billy Bob Thornton should play Alex. Yeah, I don't know how much Satanism Thornton's involved in, especially being married to Angelina Jolie. Was he married to Angelina Jolie, the other Satanist, who admitted to some kind of satanic rituals on cam? I don't know if Billy Bob's ever admitted to any kind of satanic rituals like Angelina Jolie did. Although I think Jolie might have not realized she was being recorded, right? That was like when her friend was filming her when she was talking about something. And some kind of ritual, Illuminati sacrifice or something. But, yeah, who has seen Landman? The Taylor Sheridan show. It's actually pretty hilarious, actually. Actually, I don't even know if I recall. Okay, so in Yellowstone, Taylor Sheridan show, I've only seen Yellowstone, Landman, and like the older ones, like 1880 whatever, and the 1901. I don't recall any kind of Illuminati symbolism. Wow, Aaron says, hey, I saw the nanny in the news last week. Forget what the nanny. Oh, I still got a deep dive coming on that one. They had some flat earth jokes and everything. All right, so anyway, yeah, does anybody recall, is Taylor Sheridan like really in Hollywood? I also watched I didn't watch part 2, but what was the Mexican cartel movie? I totally forgot the name of it. I just watched that for the first time like a few weeks ago. That was pretty good. I don't recall any kind of Illuminati symbol. I don't even recall it. Like, they make fun of the woke garbage. Like in Yellowstone, there was the one episode with the girl from Coyote Ugly. Shout out Coyote Ugly. Highly entertaining movie, but that's feminist Illuminati propaganda. But in Yellowstone, they actually made fun of all that feminist propaganda. They actually make fun of all that woke crap. So I'm not sure who. Okay, we never talked about Taylor Sheridan. Is Taylor Sheridan in the Illuminati cabal? It's kind of weird. Like, I don't recall anything with Landman. Like, it's pretty pro-oil. Dispelling the myths of solar and all that crap. Billy Bob does a phenomenal job. He has one of the funniest characters ever on Landman. Season 2 was almost an entire comedy show. Season 1 was like comedy and action, which I think made it possibly slightly funnier, but Jeff UNP says Rip is the man. Yeah, it's like an old school type of show. Like, it's kind of like an old school good guys, bad guys. None of that like homo stuff. At least none that I can recall. Was there any of that in there? I don't recall. Justin Johnson says All in the Club. But who has seen those shows? Because I don't recall anything in there that was questionable. It was almost like an 80s show. I don't recall. I do not recall any Illuminati propaganda in there, feminist or otherwise. I mean, yeah, Beth is like, kind of like a result of feminism, but not really. She's kind of just a psychopath. And she still needs to be saved by Rip. So, they kept it realistic, right? Like, it's not like all these other woke, feminist, trash, unrealistic garbage. So, yeah, it's weird. Like, it's almost the opposite of feminism, right? Like, instead of talking trash about her father, like, Beth actually, like, wants to honor his wishes, even if she thinks he's wrong. Like, she actually respects her father. When's the last time you saw that in a movie or TV series? Like, yeah, it's weird, right? It's weird. We need to do an episode on that, on Taylor Sheridan shows, because it's weird. Like, I didn't really think about it that deep, but now that you mentioned Billy Bob, I was trying to think of Landman, and even though Billy Bob was married to Angelina Jolie, and obviously a lot of the actors involved in Taylor Sheridan's projects are all in the club, Justin. Maybe not all of them, but the projects themselves that he wrote, I can't recall any Illuminati propaganda being written into it. Because I just watched, what was that? The spin-off show with Rip and Beth. I didn't like it as much. It was in Texas, but I don't recall any Illuminati propaganda in there. Jeff says Costner wouldn't have starred in it. I think it was woke garbage. Well, yeah, but it's more than that, right? Because I'm talking about like little like pieces of symbolism, like the stuff that's not obvious. Yeah, obviously if it was woke garbage, but even like small little things. Like I really don't remember even any small little things in there. Does anybody? In any of his shows? I didn't watch some of his other shows, but anyway, let's finish this up.
Folks, I apologize to our radio station. It's a very family-friendly, clean show. But when I started imitating the Royals, the rabble filth looketh and running around like
the rabble filth We need to start putting that on t-shirts. The rabble filth.
In the streets, I can't wait till our world government extermination force is in place to remove as many of them as possible. Oh, I love sucking off of them, but goodness, I like to go out to the theater dressed up like an effeminate peacock with all of my medals festooning my breast, with my haglet wearing a giant crown
Haglet?
on a head, but to actually see them.
You know what's crazy? He is for sure riffing here. Like, this is the greatest lexicon in the history of this is off-the-cuff riffing.
Turn against me. I guess all those PR shows we finance telling them how weak and pathetic we are aren't working. They actually know that we're the ones sucking everything out of them. I just lectured them last month that they shouldn't take a hot bath, but I have royal trains and 77 aircraft and 94 palaces. But they shouldn't be able to take a hot bath, and I'm so pleased that the old ladies have to ride in the buses to stay warm now because they can't pay for their gas allowance. But you know, we're heating all of our palaces quite nicely, and after we've exterminated all of you, we're going to have plenty.
What a legend. What a legend. Let's see, so I did a stream earlier today, Andrew Tate versus Alex Jones. Let's see how Tate's comedic stylings add up to Alex Jones, stack up to Alex Jones. This is from 2022, I believe, when he was becoming the most Googled man in the world. So let's see if we need to add him to our lulls rotation.
Parking disabled base. Parking disabled base. I'm not a bad person, but I'm a quick person. Most people are slow and stupid. I'm fast. There's no turd people.
The way he says it, it was amazing. Like, he says it so matter of fact. Most people are slow and stupid. No lies detected. But it's the way he just says it off the cuff, like offhand. But it's a lot of this stuff seems to be true.
People in wheelchairs trying to use this space, and those 45 seconds it took me to buy this. So no one loses. But last time I took one of these spaces, someone goes, "Excuse me, are you disabled?" And I replied, "I am actually." And their face was like,
what is going on? I've never seen this.
Breathe air. You don't need a vape. Have you ever seen anyone with a vape? Have you ever sat in a room? So we go, wait, let me just go. My vape's done charging.
His NPC voice is just hilarious.
Load it up. I mean, I smoke cigars, but I know what the fuck I'm doing. Give me a big fat cigar. I'm risking cancer to look like a mafia boss. Fine. I'm not sitting there smoking cigars and going, I can't believe this is bad for me. No, like these fucking vape bullshit children. And what kind of parent lets their 16-year-old vape anyway? If I had a 16-year-old son, he's like, I got a vape. Get the fuck out of here, vape. Do some push-ups. You ain't got time to vape. You gotta do push-ups. You ain't got time.
not have sons who are too busy buying NFTs and saying, oh, I made a little bit of money, and have skinny little arms and go to crypto conventions and be dorks. I will not have nerds as children. I refuse to have a nerd carry the name Tate. If my son is a nerd, one of us has to die, him or me, and I'll challenge him to Mortal Kombat.
Jesus Christ.
Imagine one day you're sitting in Paris, you're sitting there having a fucking coffee, and terrorists roll through with AKs, and the person next to you has their brains blown out. You're gonna stand there and be like, wait.
How is this guy not an actor? Like, why has he not actually been in films? Justin Johnson says he's not funny in my opinion. Well, again, obviously comedy is subjective. I think he's pretty hilarious, but not in the same way that Alex Jones is. Like, he's definitely got his own shtick. He's got his own shtick for sure. Justin says no comparison. Alex wins. Overall, yes, but his niche in some of this delivery is pretty hilarious, and his NPC voice is top notch.
To die like a motherfucker. I'm gonna be like, bang, oh, I've seen that before. Okay, boom, boom, duck and dive and take one terrorist out, next get the AK.
I think part of what's hilarious is the persona, like the caricature persona, more so than the actual like lines or delivery. Because a lot of goofs actually think he's being serious, and that's what's funny.
Rambo, I don't play games. My flight's delayed. But it's no big deal. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Do you have salt?
Yes, of course I have.
Perfect. But when my flight's delayed, it's not like when your flight's delayed. I'm not with a bunch of peasants in a peasant holding area with a tiny Starbucks somewhere in the corner. No. When my flight's delayed, we just have our meal early. KFC. Eat fried chicken. What else am I going to eat?
Is he really gonna eat that? I mean, he's in pretty decent shape. Like, I actually don't know what his diet is. We all know what Alex Jones' diet looks like. But Tate is in pretty good shape. Justin Johnson says his arrogance knows no bounds. I think it's mostly an act, though. But, yeah.
Obviously. This is what powered me to world championships. Nothing's going to change. Thank you very, very much. Just sparkling water.
For your safety, I strongly suggest you do the same. Get all your friends around, call every friend you have right now. Invite them over for a party. When they all turn up, pour out sparkling water. Say, everyone, let's have a glass of water together. Water can't hurt anybody. We're all probably dehydrated anyway. What's the worst water can do? Let's have a nice glass of water, and everyone's gonna drink it. When you see that one dude, oh, there's bubbles. Never speak to him again.
Well, I think part of this, too, is, like, the originality, because a lot of these bits, like, obviously he doesn't have the diversity or the range that Alex Jones... I don't think anybody does. Alex Jones is the greatest thespian in the history of humanity. But I think Tate's, like, specific niche, the way he does the comedy, and the originality of some of the bits, like, I don't think anybody's ever... I mean, the creativity of even coming up with some of these bits...
You like the color? Yeah, I had mixed reviews on the color. Some people said they like it, some people said they don't like it, and I said, well, what color's your Bugatti? Oh, fuck off then.
I come home. My 4 wives are sitting there. They've seen on the news there's a new deadly contagion. Andrew, you need to wear a new deadly contagion. I pick up my sword. I am the commander of this house. I decide if there's a contagion. I decide what I do. Be quiet. Cook. Shh. I don't know if I'm allowed to say this on air. I had a girlfriend. She was a vegan. I didn't know she was a vegan. Unfortunately, I found out. She said, oh, I'll never cook meat for you. I said, look, well, I'll be honest with you right now. We're going to end up splitting up because you're living in my house and I'm paying the bills. And if I want steak, you're cooking it. That was a good 2-hour argument until she eventually cooked the steak. Of course she did. What's she going to do? Lose me? She cooked the steak. She...
It's okay. So the arrogance is the comedy. And it's kind of funny. The way he delivers it, too, is pretty funny. Like, has anybody ever done it this way? Like, you might not like this type of comedy or this niche, but who does it better? I don't think anybody does it better than he does. I mean, this is kind of funny.
Sat there, she pretended she was upset. 2 weeks later, she's eating meat. I converted her, I fixed her. One person at a time, I'm gonna fix the world.
This is the reality. If you're some fat dude and you just had a heart attack and I don't really know you, you're gonna die. I mean, if you're a really good friend, no, not even if you're a friend, you better, if you're my friend, you just can't be a pussy. Well, I had a heart attack. Get the fuck up. What's wrong with you? Go to hospital later. Have a drink. Cigarette, cup of coffee. Back in the game. Fucking having heart attacks near me, you little pussy.
Like, who comes up with stuff like that? Has anybody ever seen anybody come up with bits like this? Welcome, Austin MP. Obviously, we are comparing Andrew Tate to Alex Jones comedic stylings. Obviously, nobody has the range and the thespianism that Jones has. But Andrew Tate has carved out a nice little niche for himself here.
None of my friends would even have those kind of problems because I don't roll with fucking little bitches. But if you're some dude I don't know and you need CPR, and everyone's looking at me, who knows CPR?
And I still think Andrew Tate has one of the best NPC voices ever. Like, it's pretty funny.
Well, me? Help him! No. Why? Because I ain't gay.
Some child is outside enjoying their life, playing with toys and smiling in the sunshine and having fun. I hate happiness. I hate happy children. Anyway,
you're all losers.
Well, what's weird too, so people are paying for this, right? I'm assuming, is this free content? Is this Hustlers University? I don't know. I mean, did he really put out that much stuff for free? I don't know. I thought people just clipped up his stuff for Hustlers University. Or if was that the name of his course or whatever. I mean, it's kind of funny.
We've discussed this before. I'm the king of the world.
There's no power in sushi. The whole point of food and water, or food and liquids, are the only things you put in your body. Unless you're a fucking freak and you're sticking things places they shouldn't go. 100 people at random who last had sushi for dinner, and 100 people at random who last had T-bone steaks for dinner. And you got these 200 people, 100 on each side, and they had a fight in the middle to the death. Who the fuck you think's gonna win? A whole bunch of hippie liberal California losers and their sushi, or a whole bunch of cowboys and heroes with their big ass steaks?
Okay, so obviously, this is a false premise, logical fallacy, false dichotomy, logical fallacy, false cause, logical fallacy. Because if you fed elite athletes, or even samurai warriors eating sushi, obviously it's just being funny here, but... John McClure says, I thought about being a stand-up comedian, but I didn't want to stand up all day, so I became a sit-down comedian, a tattoo artist. Plus, they can't leave when my jokes bomb. I have a captive audience. That's a good stand-up comedian joke, though, John. Austin MP says, Fader on sushi still beating the whole world. Except for Crow Cop, of course. And actually, so do you think Fader would beat Overeem? I got my money on Overeem, especially Ubereem. Do I have Alzheimer's, or was Fader supposed to fight Overeem? What happened with that? Oh, wow. That's crazy. Fader ducked Overeem 3 times over 11 years. Do I need to bring up the receipts? Austin MP?
Fuck is wrong with you? What kind of full-grown adult deliberately, not on accident, deliberately eats sushi? You go on a date with a chick. Oh, I'll have the sushi, please. Get the little chopsticks out. Dipping it in the sauce.
His NPC mannerisms, his chick voice and NPC voice and mannerisms are pretty funny. They're pretty funny.
Fuck is wrong? Full-grown man. He looked normal, looked like a normal dude. And we're going through the menu, and he sits there, and he says, I think I'll try the sushi. What kind of full-grown adult deliberately, not on accident, deliberately eats sushi? You go on a date with a chick. Oh, I'll have the sushi, please. Get the little chopsticks out. Dipping it in the sauce. Fuck is wrong with you?
Andrew, I know you said money isn't real, but I am getting fucked.
Having
He was so intense there.
$5 million when you're young is much better than having billions when you're 70. What the fuck are you gonna do with money when you're old? Your dick doesn't work. You're tired. You don't want to go places. You're decrepit. You're slow. There's nothing left to do at that age.
Bro, I need a mask. There's a corona. Please, corona. I'm so scared. Oh, no.
Me too,
quickly,
please.
Oh, my God. The disease that hurts
Thank you.
everybody. Oh, my God, please.
Close one.
Thank you, bro. Thank you. I was so worried.
A lot of people ask me, Andrew, why do you have a machete next to your bed? And my answer is simple. Why wouldn't I have a machete next to my bed?
Oh, man. Austin MP says Fader wanted drug test. Did he? Since when does he care? Austin MP says there was a picture of Ian Gary eating with Connor. Connor was sitting next to Ian's wife eating a 72-ounce steak while Ian had soup on the other side of the table. Pea soup.
Why don't you have a machete next to your bed? Like, what if someone gets in the house, gets fresh? So yeah, someone knocks on my door in the middle of the night. I have to go answer the door. Just instantly pick up my machete.
I mean, wouldn't you prefer a gun, though?
And people are, yeah, but that's weird. It's really not weird. I think ahead, motherfucker. I have a machete next to my bed. In fact, there's at least one, depending on the room, between 1 and 3 machetes hidden in every single room in my house. Even bathrooms. Any room I'm in my house, I can produce a weapon. And if you can't do the same thing, you need to think long and hard about why you're such a little pussy.
Oh, man. All right, let's do one more.
Top G.
After this video, we'll see if people want to add Tate to the comedy, to the lulz rotation.
Or you can also call me Trigger Dawn. It's another name I just developed. Trigger Dawn. Because I'm that guy. That's Top G. Who's Top G? That's Top G. Oh, I thought his name was Trigger Dawn. Oh, maybe his name is Trigger Dawn. Doesn't matter which one it is. You don't want to mess with Top G Trigger Dawn. So you can call him whatever you want, but we're going to go with Top Boss for now. All I did was pay women. Woman worked for me, made $100,000 in a month. I gave her about 25% of that money. She got 25 grand, I got 75 grand. You're sitting there going, that's exploitative. Why'd you give her so little? So little. I'm the genius behind it. I'm the tech. I'm the emotional support. I'm the one who told her what to say and what to do. She's just the face of it all. 25% is a huge margin. When you work in McDonald's, do you get 25% of what you ring up on the till? You get less than 1%. I overpaid them all. I made women millionaires. I'm a feminist. I'm a good man. I don't take advantage of women.
I think. Saved by the Yellow Jackets.
So we saved the day. The train arrived on time. I got out of the train, I was a little bit tired. I'd been up drinking the night before, but the tree was in the middle. So I gave the tree an expertly timed sidekick, split it in half. You took both pieces, threw them left and the right. Everyone was super impressed. But because I was throwing the kick, I couldn't record on the phone.
I already recorded the guys with the chainsaws.
Fuck you.
Wages. We need the wages. Wages. Wages are wages anyway. Someone has to cook the fries, dumbass. Someone has to fucking flip the burgers, dumbass.
We have 5 and 6-year-olds trying to pretend they're transgender. A 5-year-old doesn't even know his address, doesn't even know his phone number.
Oh, man.
And you want to tell me this 5-year-old's intelligent enough to work out he's not a dude? He's never even fucked anybody. He's never had a boner. How is this person intelligent and grown up and mature enough to make a decision on gender?
Hello?
That was an old clip, too. I wonder what year that was. That was old. Tate still had hair. That looked real old. Greater Parrot says, can I request a reaction to Alex Jones versus Nico? Are you the second person to do that? I mean, it's such a long video. There was like 1 or 2 good bits in the middle. Maybe I'll do clips from it.
Shut up, kid.
If you have a child, the best thing you can do is never, ever post about it on social media, because I can absolutely guarantee nobody gives a fuck. I can guarantee you, Jacob just had his first food and he's 2. No one gives a fuck if Jacob lives or dies, let alone eats food.
That's so mean. That is so mean.
That's the first thing. And taking that into consideration, it's very difficult to explain how much people don't care about an ultrasound. Baby's not even born. Baby's not even finished growing.
This looks like, is this the UK? Is this when they were still poor in the UK?
It's half a deformed baby in a black and white image. No one gives a fuck.
What you're saying is Jacob's crackers, basically.
Jacob's crackers. From now on, next time I see an ultrasound, every ultrasound I see I'm going to take and make it as my own display picture. For zero reason. I'm going to see some other person's ultrasound, if they're a shit kid, I'm going to take it and make it my own display picture. And then update my status saying, I'm so excited I can't wait. And wait for the hate mail to start from the father or the mother or someone. And just sit there and just pretend I have no idea why they're upset.
On here talking about my producing's bad. You ain't never thrown your debit card at a bitch and bought a $17,000 coat because you were drunk and bored. Ever. You ain't ever wore it. Fucked her. You ain't ever split up with her and fucked her friend. You don't know about me. I'm that guy. I'm that guy. I'm the guy you leave in the desert to die, and 2 days later I pull up at your house in a Lambo, in a mink coat.
Trying to get a nut. Now get on out here. Don't touch that coat.
That's why I say to your bitch, don't touch that coat. Touch the dick.
He's like an amalgamation of like some random rapper, a mob boss, and a comedian.
Ask yourself a question. Is this little electric, my little plug? Ooh, let me get my little plug and plug it into my Tesla. Maybe I can get an erection one day. Is this the man you are? Are you a little, my little electric plug?
More gasoline, please.
More gasoline, more dead dinosaurs to put inside of my 6.5 liter V12. Thank you very much. 812 horsepower. Oh, let me get my electricity.
The voices, the impressions are hilarious. So these guys are obviously loaded. They don't need to be making these little, I don't know what these are. Are they vlogs? What are we calling this? Why are they making vlogs? It's just weird, right?
No thanks. Dead animals from millions of years ago. Fuel my internal combustion engine. Valves, fire, explosions.
Carbon dioxide, global warming, dead forests, dead trees.
Fuck you, Greta. Little hoe. She definitely is a hoe. She's 100% a hoe, liberal bitch.
So he came to trouble you.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're laying on the floor snoring.
Why are you sleeping on the floor, Luke?
Well, there's nowhere else to sleep. I can't just sleep outside.
Give me the camera. This is not human existence. This is not fit for a human. You're not a human.
They did fine.
So you slept on the floor all night.
Yeah.
What kind of closet is this?
Why didn't you sleep in the bed?
Are they in a ship? Is that water?
Oh, you're a loser, Luke. You know what? I was curious what this was last night, but I didn't even look.
No, you must wear a mask. You must wear a mask. Bro, you want to fight me over a fucking mask? Come somebody put a fucking mask on. He shits himself and walks up. Back in the Rari, go fuck the Spanish bitch, conquer their country. That's right, Spaniards. I took her, she's done with. Done. I took your prize possession. She's messed up. Whichever Spanish man gets with her next, he'll be like, why is she always starting arguments with me? Why is she never happy? Because she's dreaming of the night she had with me. She's unhappy with you and you'll never be able to please her. She's widowed forever. It's done. Fuck you, Spain. I might have gone easy on her pussy if it wasn't for that little fucking Pedro motherfucker.
Just the outlandish nature. The way he just stacks the roasting. Like the whole roasting the whole country. I mean, obviously rappers have made similar statements about random women, etc. But the way he stacks the roasts, I mean, he's going after the whole country. Like, it's kind of hilarious. It's kind of hilarious. Not Alex Jones level, of course, but it's kind of hilarious. I mean, where are we going to rank him so far? I got Jones as number 1. Then we got a huge gap. Then I don't know. I don't know where Tate would fill, but I definitely think he's top 10. He might be top 5. I'm ready for the hate. I think he might be top 5.
Coming to me trying to tell me to do shit. That's what happened. That's what happened.
All these other dorks on Twitter. Look, I bought a Tesla Model 2. I put a $400. Well, you're fucking geeks. Who the fuck drives a Tesla? There's no man alive in a Tesla I couldn't kick the living fuck out of. I will drag you from your Tesla by your neck in front of your bitch, and you won't do nothing. And I'll get back in my Lamborghini fucking fully spec Evo.
I will not have sons who are too busy buying NFTs and saying, oh, I made a little bit of money and have skinny little arms and go to crypto conventions and be dorks. I will not have nerds as children. I refuse to have a nerd carry the name Tate. If my son is a nerd, one of us has to die, him or me, and I'll challenge him to Mortal Kombat.
Jesus Christ.
Hey, let's take it easy on the blaspheming there. Justin Johnson says, disrespectful punk. Well, here's the thing, too. Unlike a lot of these schmucks, like, Tate can actually back it up physically, like 4-time world champion. 4-time kickboxing world champion. And again, not in K1. So that doesn't mean there's obviously other kickboxers that can beat him. Aaron puts him at... Aaron, are you putting him at number 4 all time? Reed Deeply says, fun for 5 minutes would get tedious. Justin Johnson says, glass jaw. He doesn't have a glass jaw. He's been hit pretty hard. He's got losses. Does he have an actual KO, or are they TKO? He's actually got a pretty good record. Tristan's got a much smaller record. Tristan's record's not... I mean, it's alright, but... I mean, Andrew Tate's kickboxing record is pretty legit. He's 76-9. 76-9-1 with 32 wins by stoppage. Like, that's a pretty legit record. Now, yeah, obviously a lot of those fights are not against, cream of the crop competition, but he himself is not cream of the crop competition. He won a world title, like, pretty early in his pro career as well. So that's, that's interesting. And he's got world titles in several different weight classes, too. I'm looking at his record. I mean, it's pretty legit. Like, people like to hate on him. I'm like, yeah, he's not the greatest kickboxer of all time. Like, not even close. Not even close. But he's top 1% of kickboxers. I mean, I'm not impressed. I don't really like his fighting style. He's no Crow Cop. He's no Bojaski. He's no Ernesto Hoost. But, I mean, he's very proficient. He's top 1% of kickboxers in the world, which would put him at the top 0.0001% of fighters in the world if you just randomly pick a person. I mean, there's not a lot of people that could beat him. So, let's see here. Has he ever been knocked out? So, looks like here he lost to Francis Grayus by KO. So, he's got 2 TKO losses. One of them's an eye injury. So, he's only got 1 KO loss. Let's see if it was a real KO. So, clearly this is not a glass chin. Glass jaw. If he's only been KO'd once. And, I mean, being clean KO'd once... in 86 fights? I mean, that's pretty... That's as far as from a glass jaw as you can get. 2 TKO losses, 1 KO loss... in 86 fights? That's crazy. That's crazy. And he's actually got more muscle now than when he was fighting. Yeah, I'm not a fan of his fighting style. Not a fan. But to hallucinate he's not legit, I mean, that's crazy. It looks like a clean... Oh, wow. It's a clean KO. Yeah, he got KO'd. And Grayus himself is a pretty legit title. Gracious. I don't know how to pronounce that name. So he got KO'd once in 86 fights. He's a Muay Thai fighter. Multiple tournament champions. IFMA World Cup champion. The guy that KO'd him. So he's pretty legit. Not a random nobody. So 1 KO in 86. That was a nasty KO, too. Jeff UNP says he never claimed to be, in his defense, who Andrew Tate never claimed to be the best. Yeah, I don't remember him talking about it. He just said he was a kickboxer. And occasionally he mentions that he was a world champion kickboxer. Apparently he was also the youngest chess champion in Indiana State history, beating 16-year-olds when he was 5.5 years old, supposedly.
Instagram and your family following them on Instagram?
Sorry, I can't hear you. Say again.
Your family. Your sister is following her on Instagram.
Sorry, I didn't hear the question.
You like the noise? Are you a naughty boy? Are you a naughty boy? Okay, stop it.
You know what jizz means in English?
No, please.
No?
Enlighten me.
Good. I'll enlighten you. Don't worry about that. Spirit jizz. First, we'll take you to the spirit world. Here. Come on, new spirit world. Ooh, I'm so deep. Ooh, don't mess with this stuff. It so messes with your mind. Ooh. Jizz fest.
It's kind of weird because he's so intelligent and he mixes this like super low brow, like middle school humor with some like high intellectual, like he mixes it all together. It's pretty interesting. I mean, even Alex Jones does that a little bit, but not often.
Spirit vodka. And again, look at pussy. Show the spirit world. Give you experience you'll never forget. I'm about to meet the devil.
What is going on here? Now he's making spiritual realm jokes and the music playing in the background. I mean, this whole guy's life is like a comedy show. Oh man. Oh man.
Say jizz. Say jizz. Look at the camera and say jizz.
What do you say?
Look at the camera and say jizz. J-I-Z-Z.
Jizz?
Jizz, yeah, say jizz.
Jizz?
Jizz.
Jizz?
Jizz.
What is that?
Let's see.
Yeah. Why is he laughing?
What you is a little bitch? You're my Andrew motherfucking Tate. You ain't got button up shit. I'll walk into the fucking most premier establishment you can name with my shirt unbuttoned, so every bitch in there knows I cheat. This is my cheat. Listen, my girls say to me all the time, you leave your top undone, you look like a cheater. Because I am a motherfucking cheater. I'm a cheater and I'm a liar. And I will fuck every bitch in this fucking place. All y'all.
Oh man. The deadpan humor. And you know what's funny? The retard maxers think he's being serious.
All get fucked. So I'll leave the top undone. It's like a warning. You know those little frogs that are like toxic colors? That's me. That's what I do. I just walk in. You just know I'm bad news. The guys know I'm bad.
You know, the other parallel we never talked about, has anyone actually ever stepped to Tate in real life? I mean, I'm not talking about his kickboxing fights, obviously. I mean, he's got a couple losses. I'm talking about in real life, has anyone ever, because nobody's ever stepped to Steven Seagal, which is kind of crazy. Like, in his whole life, I mean, in Japan, supposedly, there were street fights. But outside of that, like, post-Hollywood, all the people calling him frauds, etc., no one has ever stepped to Steven Seagal.
News. You don't want to fight this guy. The bitch know I'm bad news. Everyone knows I'm just bad news. When you put a shirt on,
Justin says his bodyguard wouldn't allow it. Aren't his bodyguards kind of new? I don't remember any bodyguards. Like, look in that video where they were at the gas station and all that. Like, I think the bodyguards are kind of new. Like, just recently. They were, I mean, back when he was the most Googled man ever in 2022, There's no bodyguards. I mean, I think he has guards at his estate, but not when they're out and about in the town. I mean, now, but back then.
Do your little buttons up.
And Andrew Tate seems like the kind of guy that would tell his bodyguard to back up if somebody had a problem.
You don't want anyone to look at you. Don't want to show your fucking shitty ass flabby chest. I'm a G. So do not email me again asking why my shirt's undone. I do what I do because I can do it.
Like, the 24/7 roasting combined with the arrogance. It's just, like, it's just so funny. And the way he stacks the roasting to attack pretty much everybody. Oh, man. Oh, man.
I happen to like. And if you could do what I do, you would do it. But you can't. No more stupid questions. Me walking down the street, like, Tate, how you been? I'm like, fuck you, fuck your mum, get away from me.
From feminist Clara, coming all the way from Swansea. She says, don't you find...
Why is a feminist watching me?
Well, she says the following. She's addressed it to me. She said, David, don't you find Andrew despicable with women?
See, hey, feminist, why are you watching me? You're trying to offend yourself.
Hate watching. I mean, it's definitely a thing. I mean, look at all the goofs on Twitter who can't stop posting about him. I mean, most of them are probably feminists.
It's like, why would an antelope go watch a lion eat an antelope and just stand there and just say, that's wrong, shouldn't do that? Like, why? There's nothing good's gonna come of it. The lion, me, isn't gonna give a fuck what you think. So why are you even watching me? A. B. What have I said that's despicable? I believe that men and women are made to be together. I believe a woman can fuck who she wants. I believe a man can fuck who she wants. I don't think there's anything wrong with a man fucking as many hot girls as he wants to. If he wants to be married and have one girl, good. If he wants to have 100,000 girls and never be married for the rest of his life, good. If a woman wants to go out there and be a prostitute and make her money and fuck guys and be a stripper, good. If a girl wants to be a virgin and meet one guy and marry him, good. I believe everyone should be free to do what they want. So I'm not sexist in any regard. I believe I'm a young man and I don't have to get married if I don't want to, and I'm allowed as many girlfriends as I want to have, and they're allowed to do whatever they want to do. They haven't got to be with me. If they want to be with me, it's their decision.
John McClure, have you watched the Seagal series here? Welcome, Kill the Bank. Been a little bit. Wait, McClure, did you just retract your message about Judo Gene LaBelle claiming to have stepped to Seagal? No, he did not claim to have stepped to Seagal. Both, the start of the story is identical by all parties. Steven Seagal claimed he couldn't be choked out, and he allowed Gene LaBelle to put him in a chokehold. Now, that's where the story gets different, but if we don't, let's disregard both what the fraud LaBelle has said and what Seagal has said. The other stunt guys, some of which who don't like Seagal, all said the same thing. Nothing really happened, like Seagal, took him down or whatever, then they separate. There was no, there's no real issue. So... nothing, there was no real fight. And then he made up the rumor that Seagal, relieved himself or whatever, and he got choked out. That never happened.
So, Clara, get the fuck off my page. Because I know you're only watching it because you want me anyway. Let's cut the bullshit. You've been hanging around too many vegans, too many vegetarians, too many pussy-ass men. That's why you've grown this stupid-ass attitude thinking you're special. Oh, I'm Clara. I'm a feminist. As soon as you say you're a feminist, any man who continues to talk to you is a bitch. If we...
I mean, just the level of roast. He really takes it to a pretty incredible level. As funny as Alex Jones is, he directs, his roasting or everything he's doing at people who deserve it. Andrew Tate is just spraying everybody in every direction.
On a date and you said I'm a feminist, I would just say, okay, back in a minute. I'd stand up and I'd walk. That'd be the end of our conversation. We'd never talk again. So any man you talk to right now is such a weak version of man. Of course you're a feminist. You don't know what a man is.
You don't know what a man is. You've never been around a man. You're around little weak versions of men, and that's why you think you know, oh, I'm a feminist. Women are just as powerful as male. This bollocks. Listen, come hang with a real G. Come hang with a real man. I will defeminize you. Guaranteed within a week, you'll be like, Ross, Tate's smarter than me. He can definitely whoop my ass. He's got more money in the bank, and he can do a ton of things I cannot do. I take it all back. I'm gonna cut my dreadlocks off. I'm gonna start behaving, cooking, cleaning, getting naked when Tate says so. Come hang with me. I'll defeminize you. Fuck you, Clara.
The matter-of-fact nature is just, it's hilarious. Oh, man. It's so mean. It's so mean, obviously. It's very mean. But he spares nobody. He spares no one. And I have to say, actually, he probably attacks statism in a more hilarious fashion than almost anybody also.
Next question.
Inbox from Clara. She says, I'm thinking about applying.
I look forward to it. Clara, you're very welcome. I'll get you a one-way flight. That's a genuine offer. Have you ever watched Best Gore? Best Gore is like all these videos of the terrible things happening in the world. People getting their heads chopped off, or like drug cartels chopping people up with chainsaws, or people getting shot in the face and all that kind of stuff. I watch all these things, and I don't watch them because I'm some kind of sicko. I watch them to try and desensitize myself. Because imagine one day you're sitting in Paris, you're sitting there having a fucking coffee, and terrorists roll through with AKs, and the person next to you has their brains blown out. You're going to stand there and be like, waiting to die like a motherfucker. I'm going to be like, bang, oh, I've seen that before. Okay, boom, boom, duck and dive in, take one terrorist out, next get the AK, go Rambo, take out all of fucking Pakistan like a G. I don't play games.
How seriously he said that. Like, that's what makes it funny, right? Like, how many people can do that with a straight face? How many people can actually do that with a straight face? I mean, this guy's talented. This guy's talented.
You're broke! You're fucking poor! If you're a multimillionaire and you're a boring one, you're not a fun one like me, who likes big cigars and big Lamborghinis and fast cars. If you're one of the really boring ones and you have all the time in the world because you're rich and you want to cook, sure, waste your time, right? But if you're not a multimillionaire, your time is extremely important as a man. And that needs to be dedicated towards world conquest.
I might have to disagree with Tate here. I don't know that much about Tate's nutrition. Does he eat organic? I know he was making fun of gluten-free people, but I mean, he looks like he's in pretty good shape. He looks in better shape now than during his kickboxing career. He looked a little like skinny fat. He looked skinny fat in his kickboxing career. But he looks like he's in pretty decent shape since he retired from kickboxing. Like, I have to disagree with him here. Like, now, obviously, I maybe not completely. I don't spend hours cooking. Like, I cook very quickly. I don't do recipes. I just, but I make my own food. Like, why would you trust other people to prepare your food? I need to know what I'm eating without any kind of, like, extra crap, GMO crap, any of that crap.
There's no need to prepare food. Either order some food, which can be done very cheaply and very healthily. You can get rotisserie chicken in a bag of salad for like $4. Bang, done. Or instruct a female to provide sustenance. Cook. And get back to world conquest. You have better things to do. So I'm sitting there, and my friend's cooking his meal, and I start telling him, you're a jackass, you're gonna be poor forever. What do you mean? Because you're cooking. So, well, everyone cooks.
Jeff UNP with actually a really good point. I'm surprised CJ's not in here for a nutrition conversation. Jeff UNP says, when you're in shape, you don't have to watch your diet. To an extent. Yeah, if you're mostly muscle mass, you don't necessarily need to worry about a lot of your macros, but we're talking about just poisonous garbage that's in the food. So if you're ordering out, like, it's garbage. Jeff UMP says, you can skip 1 week training, it wouldn't be a problem. Yeah. But it's not, you're right. It's not necessarily even dependent on what type of food. I'm talking about the additives. Like all the extra chemical poisons in the food. Because you don't want that. So when you order out, like, depending on what you're ordering out, like if he's really eating fried chicken and all this other crap, if it's from like fast food places, like there's a lot of poison in that garbage. It's not even about the type of, you know, the diet. It's about the poisons. I would think he knows all about that based on his COVID videos.
Everyone's broke. Doesn't that prove me right? That proves me totally right. I can't think of anything more stupid for a man to do. Everybody, you're broke, you cook, you're a jackass. Oh, you ain't got Lambo? I bet you cook food, don't you, bro? Boom, boom, boom. Some fucking dork takes a bunch of steroids, he's the tough guy. Yeah, but you know what? A real man cooks a real steak. You know, when I cook my steak, I can do it like a real man does. You know what a real man does? A real man gets in the cage. A real man becomes a 4-time kickboxing world champion. A real man has $13 million. A real man has 17 supercars. A real man has a property portfolio. A real man...
Wow, this must be old. He only has 13 mil here?
Man has the police chief of the city he lives in on fucking speed dial. That's what a real man does. A real man doesn't sit in his fucking broke-ass house with his ugly-ass wife cooking steak.
Notice how the wife has to be ugly in this example. That's what I mean about, like, the roasting. It's like, no one is safe. No one is safe.
That's bullshit. You think you're a real man because you managed to cook a steak. That is a cop-out. That is the ultimate symbol of failure. If you're gonna say that your credentials for masculinity are putting meat on a fucking stove. Do you know how I cook a steak as a real man? I instruct one of my 7 girlfriends. Me, now. Boom. It turns up perfect. Tabasco on the side. Nice glass of ice water. I ain't gonna do shit. That's how a real man cooks a steak.
If you think you're going to find a man with options who's going to genuinely never ever consider those options ever, then he's just a low value dude. That's the reality of the game. The reality of the game is if the guy has choices, he's...
Yeah, I can't remember the last time I even ate out, let alone, like, forget fast food. I can't remember the last time I went to any restaurant. I'm not trusting that. John McClure says, grow the cow, kill the cow, eat the cow. Yeah.
Going to consider those choices. I know it's unfortunate, right? But I'm telling you, a man can be head over heels in love. I can love you with all my heart. I can be ready to die for you, take a bullet for you. But I'll still fuck that bitch. Yeah. Wow. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But if Lewis Hamilton go out of his car and like I had to fight him for his car.
You know what else is kind of interesting? It's almost like this guy played GTA Vice City and then he made it his mission to just live a Vice City type of life. Although supposedly he's not a real criminal, but I don't know. If he is guilty about, if he is a criminal and he's guilty of all these crimes, would anybody be surprised if not a single one of the crimes that they're charging him with did he commit? He might have committed a whole bunch of other ones, but would anybody be surprised if every single one of his charges are trumped up?
Let me tell you what, every time I hear about these motherfuckers and who they're dating, it was like Lewis Hamilton, he's dating a Colt Susan. I'm like, do you know how many Miami Heat players and big-ass black basketball players the size of you run fold? Fuck that bitch before. Do you think Lewis Hamilton, the 5'1" vegan, is making any kind of impression? No fucking way! Driving around his little car like a fucking... Hey, go now. Yeah. You look like a geek, bro. He looks like a geek. He's a midget in a car.
All these guys do is walk around and roast people. Reed Deeply says he's mostly trying to appeal to men. Women don't find this behavior attractive. I'm sure he knows it. Well, yeah, this is obviously not how he behaves in front of the women. Jeff UMP says, surprised not more women came forward if he chokes and slaps them all. Well, here's the thing. Like, if they asked him to, Although you would think he would know better even if they asked him to. I always thought it was weird, like, supposedly, the amount of women that liked being choked. Allegedly. When people would tell me about that, like, in high school and stuff, I was like, what are you talking about? Like, there's no way that's true.
This is my Russian friend. From Moscow, no?
I'm Russian, but I'm not from Moscow.
Oh, which
I'm
part?
from Latvia.
Oh, you're Latvian. So
I'm Latvian that speaks Russian and doesn't understand any Latvian.
I went to Riga and a taxi tried to rob me.
Really?
Yeah, in Latvia. And I heard they're very crazy with Corona. Is that true? They have a lot of rules and masks and things up
Oh my
there.
gosh, that's crazy down there.
Yeah?
Yeah. Now they've had, like, if you don't have a vaccine, you can't go to a supermarket.
Yeah.
You can go only to like a corner shop.
Lithuania's the same. Lithuania, Estonia, Latvia, they're all like that.
They're just going crazy now.
See, when you leave, everything falls apart. You need to go back and take control.
No, I'm not going back. Not whilst all this Corona stuff is going on.
Go back and become the queen and just end it all. I'll help you.
They don't have a king then.
Come here, baby.
Oh man, this guy's like such a caricature. It's so funny, and he does it with a straight face. Like, how many people could do this with a straight face, though? How many people could do this with a straight face? Hate on him all you want. How many guys could pull this off with a straight face?
Enjoy your coffee.
Thank you.
This isn't the real world. Real
Oh,
world's
it's not the real world. I'm not going to go to a casino, make a bunch of money, sit in a spa for Moose Latvian bitch, and fucking. Welcome to the real world, then.
it's not the real world. Real world's cold and hard.
Not my world. You got scammed, dumbass! This is the fucking label.
You know what's weird, though? What people don't give him credit? Like, if he's rotting... Like, how many guys that rotted in a Romanian prison would come out and still be able to enjoy their life? Like, people would have some serious PTSD, which he said he kind of does, like he doesn't really sleep or whatever. I mean, a lot of people don't sleep. Obvious, if you check out the amount of podcasts I have on here, you might wonder about my sleep schedule. But yeah, it's kind of weird because he obviously talked the talk, but he kind of walks the walk. I think that's actually kind of why it's kind of hard to actually dismantle his persona, because like, how many people, even like real, like professional kickboxers, how many of them would be broken by prison? There's a ton of them that got mentally broken in prison, and they were never the same. He comes out, he's joking and laughing, he doubles down on his anti-establishment rhetoric, triples down. I mean, again, some people say he's an asset. His father was CIA. I've uncovered a couple things that made me reconsider the position that his rise couldn't have been organic. Because if his rise is organic, then obviously they would want to take him out.
Stupid. You look like a pig.
There are people to disappoint though. Your lovely cousins who have let you come here and be a millionaire are upset with the way you're conducting yourself.
Because I have casts on.
Yes. You look like a geek.
Do I take them off?
No. And if you look like a geek, you must be a geek. And you're hanging around me looking like a geek. Embarrassing me in front of Rumfold. Because you're out of action, because you cut your pinkies. And two, because you look like a fucking geek with those gloves on your hands. I can't hang around with
We
you.
have to replace Luke until he...
Take off.
It's Romania.
The casts. You look like a geek. You're bringing shame on this family.
Did he like, is this guy a fighter? Did he break his hands or something?
Today, he can recite pi to 200 decimals. That's nice. But you look like a geek. So who gives a fuck? Because you ain't gonna get laid. You're gonna go in the club, start reciting pi to a hoe? To go to Spain? Geeks. Dork. Geek. Geek. And here he is, in a onesie,
looking like a geek.
What is going on here? No one is safe.
Bragging about the fact he has YouTube followers, because outside of YouTube, both of these men are nothing.
Look at the dork, the last guy who played Spider-Man. He looks like a geek.
No argument there. That guy's a goof.
I know the easy answer is, Tate, give us money. But you know what? Even if I gave you money, you'd still be a geek. You'd just be a rich geek.
It's literally snowing. It's snowing. You can hear the snow. If they could feel this, it's cold.
Luke,
it's ice.
Shut the fuck up. There's no light without dark. There's no warm without fucking cold.
I mean, it is kind of crazy, though. Like, so this guy becomes used to the lap of luxury, and he's in, like, he's rotting in a Romanian prison, where they won't give him a trial, with roaches all over the place, crawling in his mouth while he sleeps. And then he's still staying in some of these places that look like little closets. So he goes from mansions to closets. Not a lot of people could do that. Not a lot of people can do that.
Sometimes it's cold. That's how life works. If you ever experienced any fucking pain in your life, you'd understand that you sit here in the cold and you shiver and you think of, it doesn't matter, because soon I'll be warm again. Yes, we're fucking cold. Sorry, Luke. I'm sorry Luke's cold. Oh no, it was nice and warm in Chipotle when Luke was working in fucking Chipotle before he flew him across the Atlantic to live with his fucking millionaire cousins.
Bought him a Ferrari.
Bought you a Ferrari. 2 days in a fucking tent, you're crying your eyes out. You're not gonna fucking die. Stop crying. It's cold. We went fucking camping. It started snowing. What are the Lord of fucking Earth?
Wouldn't it be crazy if this guy was your father? That's kind of crazy.
You want me to go up to fucking heaven, fix the clouds? Fuck you. It's cold. So what? Won't be cold if we have a fucking straightener, you dickhead. Snow straightener? If you're so fucking cold, we'll go out to the fucking cold right now. I'll knock you out fucking cold, you cunt. Shut the fuck up. I'm not even cold.
That was one of the first funny things. That comedic timing from Tristan was one of the only funny things I've ever heard Tristan say. He's kind of like the tag-along brother. I think Jeff UNP had the theory that Tristan's the true genius. I'm not sure about that, though. But yeah, I think Tate's pretty funny. I think his shtick and his no one is safe roasting style is pretty unique. I think we should add him to the lulz rotation. Justin Johnson said he needs a good humbling. Well, he just lost that boxing fight. I mean, not a terrible performance, though, for his first boxing fight ever after such a long layoff. Justin Johnson says obnoxious. Yeah, that's part of the shtick. The obnoxiousness is part of the shtick. Austin MP says he looks good, then he gassed bad. Yeah, I mean, he didn't even have that much time to train, did he? I mean, I think they should do a rematch. Like, I think it ends because he had an adrenaline dump pretty early, too. Austin MP says, I was thinking he would win it. At the beginning, yeah, it did. It did look like he was going to win. Yeah, he gassed hard, but it looked like he had an adrenaline dump. It wasn't just gassing. I mean, yeah, his cardio wasn't great. I don't know how much time did he have to train for that. He actually went, like, if you watch some of his training footage, he kind of, call me crazy, he kind of looks better than during his kickboxing career. Like, I didn't think he looked that good. I mean, yeah, he's got 4 world titles, and he's a technical proficient kickboxer. He's top 1% of all kickboxers. But he just didn't look that great. But some of his more recent footage, and like since he retired, he kind of looks better. Like he's snapping his punches and kicks, and he's got more muscle mass, obviously. But Brian Naturelli, is this Brian or Brianna Torelli? Judging from the comment, should I be sexist and assume as a male saying he was under a lot of pressure knowing he'd be arrested again so he couldn't concentrate for that fight camp? Is that Brian or Brianna? Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. That'd be very impressive, though, if Brianna had that kind of observation about Tate's fight camp. I mean, just statistically, again. We might have had to make her a mod. Reed Deeply says, I think I'm the only female here. I think Aaron and Sarah are in here. There's like one or two others that usually show up for most of the lives. Oh, I think didn't Aaron put Andrew Tate as number 4 greatest comedian? Funniest guy? I mean, I don't know. I have Alex Jones at number 1. I don't know how many people agree with that, but I think that's obvious. Aaron says, how does that scale work? Wait, which scale? Which scale? Sarah's in here, too. There have been quite a few females on Twitter coming out to actually defend the Tates, which was kind of interesting. Like, not who they paid off, like actual, like, online influencers and stuff, who supposedly have never had any contact with Tate whatsoever. They were mostly just talking about, like, well, here's the thing, they're not liberal retards, so they know about, like, the corrupt establishment, etc., etc. Aaron says Tate Dash Jones. Who's funnier than Alex Jones? I can't think of anybody. Like, not just funnier, but a greater thespian. Obviously, Andrew Tate is not the greatest thespian, but his shtick, he does his shtick well, regardless of what you think of the shtick. Like, the scale, the 1 to 10 funniest people ever? Austin MP says Ric Flair and Paul Heyman clear Tate. In pure comedy, Paul Heyman does not clear anybody in pure comedy. Ric Flair's kind of funny, but he's limited, though. He's very limited. I would say Andrew Tate has a more diverse comedic palette of performance than Ric Flair. Oh, Aaron says one is the funniest. So I would put Alex Jones as number 1. Oh, when you said 4, you meant Tate was 4 out of 10 funny? Not that he was the 4th funniest. Austin MP says Paul Heyman is amazing, has been doing forever. In his lane. Austin MP says Ric Flair would out kickbox Tate right now and take his girl to Space Mountain. I don't know. I got Alex Jones as number 1. I don't even know who I would put at number 2. I think I might actually put Tate in the middle of the pack there. I think Tate is in top 10. Call me crazy. I mean, some of the clips we just watched were actually nowhere near his funniest clips. I don't know. They were labeled as, like, funniest moments, but most of them weren't. I mean, they were kind of funny, but they were nowhere near his funniest moments. We're going to have to revisit this. Jeff UMP says Piers Morgan on the comedy scale right now, number 1. On the humiliation fetishism scale, maybe? Reed Deeply says Trump is a hoot. Yeah, he's pretty funny. He's pretty fun. Are we going to put him in the top 10, though? I don't know. This is tough. This is actually kind of hard, right? I mean, Norm Macdonald is pretty funny. I know somebody said they weren't a fan of Carlin. I kind of like George Carlin. I don't know where I would put him either. Somebody said they liked Bill Burr. I don't really like Bill Burr. Don't really think he's that funny. I mean, I could say Joe Rogan's probably the least funny comedian possible. We could say that. What's interesting is Andrew Tate actually channels a little bit of Ric Flair as well. Justin Johnson says Kevin Hart. Oh, man. Kevin Hart was somewhat funny in his lane, and the lane kept getting smaller, and he kept moving further out of it. Reed Deeply says Cat Williams funny. Yeah, he's pretty funny. Well, Chris Rock, if we're going into like some of the older comedians, Chris Rock is kind of funny. Wait, Justin Johnson, did you mean least funny for Kevin Hart? Or you want to put Kevin Hart in the top 10 list? Chris Rock is pretty funny. Like, his delivery is pretty good. Yeah, this is hard. We're going to have to continue this next time. We're going to have to continue this next time. But thanks for joining us. Hope you guys had some lulls. We definitely need more in this world gone mad. This is Bruce McGuire signing off. Catch you guys next time.